Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. And oh, it's so great to be back here with all of you. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram pages. As usual, feel free to share your thoughts on the stories covered in this edition of 3 News Now in the comments section. Let me know your name and where you're watching from. Oh, and there may not be a parade in Cleveland today, but St. Patrick's Day is not canceled. Many bars and restaurants are opening early with social distancing and capacity limits still in place. You may also notice more police on the streets, making sure everyone is celebrating responsibly. So check out our St. Patrick's Day guide on our website, WKYC.com, and we'll have more on what the bars and restaurants are doing coming up a little later in this edition of 3 News Now. Okay, take a look at this charm. So you can see here, this is the Green River over in Chicago. So it looks very festive this morning. It was dyed green over the weekend. Mayor Lori Lightfoot reversed an earlier decision not to tint the river for a second year because of the pandemic. Meanwhile, closer to home, foggy skies are taking over downtown Cleveland. Look at that. You could barely see the skyline. Oh, but will we get lucky with golden skies this weekend? 3 News meteorologist Jason Frazer has the latest.
Hey there, everyone. Meteorologist Jason Frazer. So as we go hour by hour, any type of fog that you're seeing right now is going to end up dissipating, I think, by the 10 o'clock hour. And then what's going to end up happening is we're going to warm up along the lake shore to the upper 50s today. We'll see mid-60s in inland places. Later on tonight, though, we'll see increase in clouds. And then we'll also see some rain showers in the overnight hours throughout tomorrow as well. And some of these rain showers could be pretty heavy at times. We're talking about dumping anywhere between an inch to an inch and a half of rain. Here's a look right now at your Subaru 7-day outlook. High for today of 60 degrees, 46 for tomorrow. Then we cool down on Friday to a high temperature of only 38 degrees, 48 for the first day of spring. And then after then, we'll reach a high in the mid 60s for Sunday, Monday, as well as Tuesday. Have a good day.
Well, thank you, Jason. And big news coming out of the theater district in downtown Cleveland this morning. Showbiz is back in town. Playhouse Square just announced that theaters will be opening June 11th. This is great news for theater lovers. The play Choir of a Man will be the first show to mark the theater's comeback since they shut down a year ago.
This is such an historic moment for all of us, to be able to announce the reopening of Playhouse Square, the reopening of theater, the opportunity to gather again as a community and to share the joy of what it means for a live performance, to be on the stage and you to be in your seat.
Playhouse Square developed a plan to welcome guests and artists safely back to theaters. The safety protocols include a strict masking policy, socially distanced seating with limited capacity, and strict disinfectant plans. Ticket reservations for the Choir of Man are available now. And today is a big day for the Wolstein Center as it officially opens as a mass vaccination site. It will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day of the week. They plan to vaccinate up to 6,000 people a day. And starting this Friday, thousands of more Ohioans will be eligible to schedule their vaccine appointment. If you're over age 40 or have cancer, heart disease, chronic kidney disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or considered obese, you will be eligible to get the vaccine. The governor was asked if Ohioans would need to prove any of these conditions. Well, here's what he had to say.
We've instructed the providers that not to turn people away. If they say someone says they're obese, if someone says they have cancer, if someone says they have asthma, other states have decided to have a doctor's certificate. We made the decision that Ohioans are honest, Ohioans have good faith, and we don't want to create another barrier for someone to get it.
And some more encouraging news. By the end of this month, anyone 16 and older who wants a vaccine will be eligible to get one starting March 29th. And people who qualify can schedule an appointment on the gettheshot.coronavirus.ohio.gov. Now, we have that on the bottom of your screen as well as on our vaccine guide. And new appointments will open daily. The governor's office tells us that's because the first 2 weeks of appointments are completely booked. But Ohioans are encouraged to check back often. Any cancellations or additional appointments could show up at any time. In addition to the mass vaccination site, there are 1,300 vaccine providers across the state right now. And if you're driving downtown to get the shot, we are expecting a lot more traffic at the Wolstein Center. If you are in Lake County, Lake Tran is giving free rides Monday through Friday between 8:15 and 6:30. Reservations are required 1 day in advance and will leave from Lakeland Community College. And you can also get a free ride on the RTA by contacting the United Way's 211 line or visiting Cuyahoga County's website. And if you need help getting registered for the vaccines at the Wolstein Center, you can text the word vaccine to 216-344-3300. We will send the guide right to your phone. Now remember, that's a text, not a phone call. You can also find the guide on WKYC.com. Okay, so let's get to other top developing stories in our area. Late last night, 2 people were pulled from a burning home on Cleveland's east side. This is video from East 151st Street, just south of Kinsman. Crews were on the scene for nearly 2 hours. They got the fire under control fairly quickly, but had to put out some hot spots. The victims were taken to Metro with critical burn injuries. We don't know the cause of the fire just yet. And developing news out of Richland County this morning, Shelby police shot a man they say pointed a rifle at officers. Police were called to Seneca Drive for a welfare check. When officers approached, police say the man fired a rifle. Officers returned fire and the suspect was taken to Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital. Ohio BCI is investigating. And new information on the house fire in Painesville that we first told you about Tuesday. The Painesville Fire Department tells us a man was found dead inside the home. His identity and the cause of death are not being released at this time. The cause of the fire is still under investigation this morning. And switching gears now, today is one of Cleveland's favorite holidays, St. Patrick's Day. Bars and restaurants have reflected the pandemic's economic hardship and slow recovery. Mark Namick reports that even without a parade for the second year in a row, businesses are ready to put last year behind them and celebrate.
Crowds won't be in the street, but bars and restaurants are expecting a procession of customers.
I just hope we don't upset too many people with our limited availability.
The legendary Flatiron Cafe in the Flats was around during the last pandemic. The latest owner, Ryan James, ready to forget the 2020 St. Patrick's Day, which marked the start of the current one.
It was pretty heartbreaking, deflating. You know, we were trying to build up for a normal day, and it just kept getting more and more scary.
Staying open the best it could.
Glad to be, back open. When we were doing that carryout only, that was just downright boring and again, depressing.
Adding music last summer, largely for the bar's Irish psyche.
Honestly, it was more just a mental thing than really making money on it. It was just trying to give people something to look forward to.
Like the Flatiron, many bars and restaurants in the Flats, downtown, and along West 25th Street are opening early on Wednesday. Potentially the first big day in a year for some popular spots, which just recently reopened. But social distancing rules and capacity limits remain in place. Yet among those things to look forward to,
I think we'll sell hundreds of pounds of corned beef. A lot of it here, a lot of it to go.
Green beer, perhaps not so much.
You can try all you want. You can put it in a green can. You can dye whatever color you want. It's Guinness and Jameson.
Mark Namick, 3 News.
And a handful of businesses in the Warehouse District are planning a pub crawl today. So remember, you can check out our St. Patrick's Day guide on our website, WKYC.com. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Make sure to stay connected to our digital platforms for the stories making headlines in Northeast Ohio and beyond. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go, starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great St. Patrick's Day, everybody.